new year beckons for manufacturers, entrepreneurs and investors of Trinidad and Tobago, and with it brings the TTMA's 17th Annual Trade and Investment Convention, scheduled to take place on the 6th through the 9th of July 2016 at the Center of Excellence, Mokoya. Present at the formal launch were senior representatives of key stakeholders and sponsors of the event, including Mr. Larry Olton, Group Vice President, Integrated Marketing Communications at the Guardian Group, Mr. Robin Lewis, General Manager, Retail and Commercial Banking at the First Citizens Bank. Mr. Anthony Smart was appointed as Chairman of the Board of First Citizens Bank Limited. Dr. Ralph Balgobin, President of the TTMA, and Senator the Honourable Paula Gopee-Scoon, Minister of Trade and Industry. As one of its original sponsors, the Ministry of Trade and Industry returns to the TIC, showing their unwavering support for the promotion and development of the local manufacturing sector.
It's the right time in my mind to diversify the economy, and we are talking about diversification in Trinidad and Tobago. And that is why I'm very heartened to know that we have sponsors on board with us, such as the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Investment, who has been with us since 1999 when we first launched TIC in Queen's Park Oval, what was then known as the Manufacturers Week. The ministry was with us from day one, and for 16 years after, up to today, they're still part of our whole hand-holding process with us, taking us along this ride, because we both recognize that the event that we're having, working together with the Ministry of Trade and Industry, is about creating an enabling environment, creating opportunities for the sustainable growth and development of business in Trinidad and Tobago.
Delivering the opening remarks on the day was Larry Olton, Group Vice President, Integrated Marketing Communications at the Guardian Group.
Guardian Group is very proud of our association with the TTMA and the TIC, and in its 17th incarnation in 2016, the TIC remains the premier trade convention and platform for the facilitation of business growth here in Trinidad and Tobago, but also throughout the region as well. The TIC has grown impressively over the years and now boasts buyers and sellers from all around the globe. The development and growth of our manufacturing sector is obviously integral to the planning and ongoing diversification of our economy, which now takes on renewed and seminal importance in the context of what has been referred to as the perfect storm of shrinking energy sector revenues, characterized by lower commodity prices and shrinking supply. But not only does the TIC spur the more established businesses, it also creates a platform for entrepreneurship and innovation.
We see this event as the premier event for manufacturing in the Caribbean, and therefore being a perfect fit for our vision that is First Citizens, of being the most competitive financial services group in the markets in which we serve. However, we don't see this as merely a sponsorship. It's rather a partnership where we, the First Citizens Group, work closely with the TTMA and the membership of the TTMA to build and develop the manufacturing sectors in both Trinidad and Tobago and the wider Caribbean.
It is my pleasure to address you as we launch the 2016 Trade and Investment Convention. The TTMA is proud to once again host this convention, which is the region's largest business-to-business event. In 2016, it will be in its 17th year, and of course, as we heard earlier, it has come a very long way from the event held under tent cover in the Queen's Park Savannah in 1999. The TIC is a showcase for all things Trinidad and Tobago. It is the only event at which all the major manufacturers in our republic are present. It is therefore a showpiece, a signal event in the calendar of the TTMA, the Ministry of Trade, and participating manufacturers. As a bellwether event, it tells a story about the creativity and innovativeness of our country, and more importantly, where these things are going. And so, what better place to introduce Trinidad and Tobago business to the world than right here at TIC?
Present to deliver the feature address was none other than Senator the Honourable Paula Gopee-Scoon, Minister of Trade and Industry, who spoke of sparking a resurgence in the Trinidad and Tobago manufacturing sector and gave her support to the TIC's efforts in achieving that goal.
It's a pleasure for me to be here today to deliver this feature address at this media launch of the 17th Annual Trade and Investment Convention. I start by commending the Trinidad and Tobago Manufacturers Association for the diligent work in organizing this event over the last 16 years. It is because of their dedication that this event has grown to become the premier business-to-business event in the region. This convention and others like it are required in today's global environment driven by knowledge, science, technology, creativity, and innovation. The theme of the 2016 convention, Creating Pathways for Business, is therefore very relevant to rebuilding the economy of Trinidad and Tobago. Today's launch comes at a time when the manufacturing sector has been experiencing serious challenges. There is no doubt that the private sector and the government then must now collaborate more than ever to drive the expansion of the manufacturing sector. The Ministry of Trade and Industry intends to meet with all stakeholders later this month. I think we're thinking of November 18th. All stakeholders, TTME, AmCham, and all of the chambers as well, TTCSI, to develop a trade penetration strategy to ensure that Trinidad and Tobago's goods and services take better advantage of opportunities in existing and new markets. So at this time, these are just a few areas and issues which the Ministry of Trade and Industry will be working on to ensure the resurgence of the domestic manufacturing sector. What we really wish to see is that the manufacturing sector operates, I would say, up to maximum levels, 100%, and then further expand as well. In the meantime, I encourage the business community and I openly make a plea for our private sector to seize the opportunities made available through the annual Trade and Investment Convention. We must capitalize on these unprecedented opportunities to advance the cause of our individual and regional development. Government envisions that initiatives such as this Trade and Investment Convention will promote a new wave of industrial activity, generating new wealth and employment. We anticipate that our manufacturing and services sectors will begin to expand once the available opportunities are taken advantage of by the business community. As such, our government, through the Ministry of Trade and Industry, is pleased to once again co-sponsor the annual Trade and Investment Convention.